A lot of parents, when they finally have children, they try to realize their own dreams through their children, and it's not because it's only their desire. It's because society somehow pushes us and tells us that, well, look at your child, basically, like the way how your child is, he is or she is the measure of your success. And basically a lot of parents, they kind of look at their children as their face, even though children are not their property. They don't owe their children, and children, like, don't need to do something that their parents want. For instance, sometimes I see that parents want children to pick up their wherever they are doing, say they're lawyers or they're doctors, or they have a specific business, and they want their children to start keeping up with the business, and so to make it somewhat generational. But a child, for instance, wants to be a football player or something and has no interest to wherever dad is doing, say doctors, right? So dad, in order for his child to follow his steps, asks and does everything for a child to go to college or institute, university, and be a doctor. In many cases, if a child agrees on pursuing dad's dream, it results in a child dropping out of university because eventually his desire to be a football player will take over. It always takes over. It's just a matter of time. And as a result, children in that case, they drop universities, or say he finished university and even become a doctor, he at some point drops out of his workplace for whatever reason. There are other situations when a child follows his dad dream, and say he is doing, like he's being a doctor for, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 years, and say the child is 50, but he is or she is completely unhappy with what they're doing because their inner desire, wherever they really desire, is not fulfilled. And we are talking a lot about, you know, make sure that all your potential is realized. Make sure that you're following your dream. Let's meditate. Let's calm down. Let's do this. Let's do that. But when it comes to our children, we bend them left and right. And in many cases, we don't think about our children. Another example, when parents are putting their children in every possible class, in every possible, I don't know, activity to make them busy. And then by the age of 16, a child is exhausted, let alone a child does not really understand what he or she wants, because every single person in this world has to have time to reflect on something. And when a child is constantly busy, constantly doing something because parents decided that all those activities somehow will serve a child for the best in his or her life. But instead, child ends up being extremely tired and basically hating everything because it's too much. It's just too much. Um, so as parents, we should allow our children to live their life, to figure out what is this that they really want. We need to navigate. We need to offer them some sort of activities. We need to offer them classes, but we need to be ready to withdraw them from activities because it might not be correct thing for them. We don't need to pursue their activity year by year, month by month, only because we paid for it or because we said he'll do it. It's wrong, very wrong way to foster children. It's not going to serve well to anyone. And we also need to understand as parents that children, they do not have to fulfill our desires, our dreams, because those dreams are ours. If I when I was a little girl wanted to be a ballerina, it doesn't mean that I need to push my daughter to be a ballerina. Maybe she doesn't have capacity, maybe she doesn't have strength, maybe she doesn't have what it takes to be a ballerina. Maybe she is going to do something physical, but it's going to be, say, gymnastics, or I don't know, something else, some other dance. But I need to be able and willing to let my dream go, to look at my child, to see the spark, of whatever it is, to grab the spark, to help my child to follow her or his dream. That's what parenting is about. But it's not about our children fulfilling our own dreams and being a prisoner of our dreams. It's not the way life supposed to be.